Arnold Schwarzenegger, he builds his health on a food that you've been taught to fear. This aligns with the protocol I am about to share. A 30-day biological shift in your metabolism, cognition, and hormones, simply by eating 5 pasture-raised eggs a day. I know the alarm bell sounding in your mind, a cholesterol bomb. This is a programmed response, but the data tells a different story. A landmark British medical journal study of 500,000 people revealed daily egg eaters actually have a lower risk of heart attack and stroke. The primary barrier to this protocol is a myth, and we're going to dismantle it week by week. However, this entire transformation hinges on one crucial detail. A single common error in how you choose your eggs can render this entire process worthless. Before we start the clock, you must understand what that is. That error is mistaking marketing for biology. It's a failure to understand that the quality of your fuel determines the outcome of the entire transformation. You see labels like cage-free or free-range and imagine a pleasant, open environment. The reality is often a crowded, dirty warehouse where birds are fed a cheap, unnatural diet of corn and soy. This produces a nutritionally inferior egg. So let me be perfectly clear. The single non-negotiable rule for this 30-day protocol is this: you must use pasture-raised eggs, period. Pasture-raised chickens live outside. They eat grass, bugs, and worms, their natural diet. This creates a completely different chemical reality. You can see it in the yolk. Instead of a pale, watery yellow, you get a deep, vibrant orange.
That color is the visual proof of a higher density of nutrients, like omega-3s, vitamin D, and powerful compounds like lutein and zeaxanthin, which we will explore later. Industrial farms know you look for this color, so they will add synthetic dyes to the feed to fake it, but they cannot fake the underlying chemistry. With the right fuel now secured, you are ready to begin. And the very first thing you will notice in week 1 is not something you gain, but something you lose: the constant nagging noise of hunger. Let's talk about the sound of silence. This silence is the absence of a signal that has governed your life for years, the urgent, distracting noise of cravings.
For most of modern life, you've been living in a state of being chronically overfed, yet deeply undernourished. Your day likely begins with what you believe is fuel: a bagel, a bowl of cereal, a pastry. This sends a massive wave of sugar into your bloodstream, and your body panics. It releases insulin, a frantic storage manager whose only job is to get that sugar out of the blood and into your cells as fast as possible. The result is a sudden energy vacuum, a crash that leaves you drained, foggy, and irritable by 3 p.m. Your body, now starving for quick energy again, releases stress hormones, screaming for more sugar. This isn't an energy cycle, it's a volatile roller coaster, and you are just along for the ride. Now, contrast this with your new protocol. 5 pasture-raised eggs, around 350 calories, delivering a powerful 30 grams of high-quality protein and 25 grams of healthy fat. This isn't a roller coaster, it's a high-speed bullet train on a smooth, direct track. Here is the mechanism. This specific matrix of fat and protein triggers the release of a hormone called Peptide YY in your gut. This is a deep, primal signal to your brain that says, "We have resources, we are secure. Cease the search for food." You experience a profound sense of biochemical satisfaction. Because there is no sugar spike, your panicked storage manager insulin remains calm. For the first time, its levels stabilize, and this is the key. Stable insulin allows your body to finally unlock its own stored body fat for fuel.
You feel a steady, unwavering energy throughout the day. The noise is gone. You feel lighter, clearer. But this deep satisfaction is just the beginning. It's the signal that your body is no longer just scrambling for energy. It is now ready to rebuild. Many people try to force this process by chugging protein shakes, thinking more is better. That approach is like trying to build a quality house with a pile of cheap, warped lumber. What you're providing your body with these eggs is different. You're giving it premium, pre-cut lumber, ready for immediate, perfect construction. Next, we'll explore what happens when your body finally gets the right building materials.
But before your body starts framing new muscle with that premium lumber, it addresses a more urgent priority, the command center, your brain. Week 2 is where you stop just feeling better and you start thinking better. It begins with a direct assault on that feeling of mental fog. You know the experience. Walking into a room and forgetting why you're there, or rereading the same sentence 3 times just to grasp its meaning. This is often a software problem. The neurotransmitter responsible for focus, memory, and learning is called acetylcholine, and for most people, its production is chronically bottlenecked by a lack of raw material. That material is choline. 5 pasture-raised eggs deliver a powerful dose of 600 to 700 milligrams, greasing the very gears of cognition. Think of acetylcholine as your brain's high-speed internet connection. Choline is the raw material needed to upgrade your bandwidth from sluggish dial-up to instant fiber optic. So you flood your brain with choline and you fix your focus. Problem solved, right? Stop. This is the precise point where most temporary fixes fail, because boosting your brain's software is a waste of time if the physical hardware, the wiring itself, is frayed and degrading. The next step is about repairing that hardware. This is where DHA comes in. Think of the neurons in your brain as intricate electrical wires. Over time, their protective insulation can fray, causing signals to short-circuit. This is the biological root of that feeling of mental static, or a low-grade hum of anxiety. The highly bioavailable DHA from pasture-raised eggs doesn't just send signals, it physically repairs this hardware. It is the new insulation, wrapping around those frayed neural pathways, ensuring the connection is clean, fast, and protected. You aren't just feeding your brain, you are rebuilding it. As a final bonus for this week, your body uses the nutrients from that vibrant orange yolk, lutein and zeaxanthin. They accumulate in your retina, acting as a pair of internal sunglasses, protecting your vision from the constant assault of blue light from screens. By the end of week 2, you're experiencing a new level of mental clarity. You know this is working. But as you continue, a problem arises outside of your own body. Your friends and family see your 5 eggs a day and repeat the same old warnings about cholesterol and heart attacks. You have the internal proof, but you lack the external argument. How do you explain to them that blaming dietary cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming the firefighter for the fire? Understanding that one analogy is the key to making this change permanent, and it's exactly what we'll dismantle next. I promised we would dismantle the cholesterol myth, and we will. But before we arm you for that debate, we must address a change happening inside your body during week 3. It is just as profound, and it exposes the same flawed reductionist thinking that demonized eggs in the first place. By now, you feel the stable energy and mental sharpness. But on a deeper level, your body has begun a massive reconstruction project. This brings us to protein. You've been conditioned to think more is better, chasing powders and bars. This is a misunderstanding. The defining factor is not quantity, but quality, a metric called net nitrogen utilization, or NNU. It measures how much of a protein your body can actually use to build and repair itself. Here is the data. That expensive tub of whey protein powder? It has an NNU of around 17 to 20%. This means for every scoop, your body wastes 80% of it as metabolic stress. Now consider the whole egg. Its NNU is nearly 50%. The difference is staggering. Let's use an analogy. Imagine building a house. Whey protein is like a truckload of cheap, warped lumber. You spend most of your energy cutting, fitting, and discarding pieces, with the vast majority ending up as sawdust. A whole egg is like receiving a kit of premium pre-cut timber. Nearly half of it slots directly into place, repairing your muscles, organs, and bones with ruthless efficiency.
This efficiency unlocks the holy grail of body composition, the ability to lose fat while preserving or even building metabolically active muscle. It's the biological answer to sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that steals vitality. This is also why the egg white trend is so misguided. Discarding the yolk plummets the protein's biological value, and without the fat to buffer it, can cause an insulin spike. You are throwing away the most valuable part of the kit.
So by week 3, you are not just eating protein. You are providing your body with the most perfect architectural information available. But this physical reconstruction is only what's happening on the surface. There's another, almost hidden layer of optimization occurring. For roughly 40% of you, this protocol is quietly fixing a genetic bottleneck you probably don't even know you have. And understanding it will change your entire perspective on health. But before we unlock that genetic secret, we must confront the final gatekeeper to this entire transformation: the myth of cholesterol. By week 4, you've likely faced the questions from well-meaning friends or family, rooted in decades of dietary dogma. Let's dismantle their concern with simple biological truth. First, understand scale. Your liver manufactures between 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams of cholesterol every single day because every cell in your body needs it to function. When you eat more cholesterol, your liver simply makes less. It's a finely tuned, self-regulating system. The 5 eggs you're eating provide about 1,000 milligrams, a dose your body intelligently manages. The core of the misunderstanding lies here. Imagine a small fire smoldering in the wall of an artery. That fire is inflammation, caused by sugar, processed oils, and stress. Cholesterol is the firefighter. It's the biological repair crew dispatched to the scene to patch the damage. Blaming cholesterol for heart disease is like blaming the firefighter for the fire. The firefighter didn't start the fire. It's just the only thing found at the scene of the crime. So what is its real job? Cholesterol is the mother molecule. It is the raw, foundational material your body uses to create your most vital hormones: testosterone, estrogen, even your stress response hormone, cortisol. That persistent fatigue, the low drive, the brain fog you may have felt before, it is often a supply chain problem. You simply didn't have enough of the fundamental building blocks. Finally, let's address the bad LDL cholesterol. Even here, the story is more nuanced. Think of LDL particles in 2 forms. There are the small, dense, spiky ones, like shrapnel that can easily become lodged in the artery wall and cause problems.
Then there are the large, fluffy, buoyant ones, like cotton balls that simply bounce off. Research consistently shows that a high intake of dietary cholesterol from eggs overwhelmingly shifts your profile away from the dangerous small particles and towards the benign large ones. The total number may not change much, but the actual risk plummets. So by the end of this month, you have provided the raw material for hormonal balance, cellular repair, and stable energy. But every single one of these benefits hinges on one final critical step. You can take this perfect nutritional code and, in the last 30 seconds, turn this powerful medicine into a potential poison. It all depends on how you cook it.
But beyond the timeline of these first 4 weeks, there's a hidden benefit to this protocol, a biological hack that unlocks a new level of health for a huge portion of the population. Nearly 40% of you, in fact. Inside your cells, there's a detoxification factory. A key piece of its machinery is governed by a gene with a memorable name, MTHFR. Its job is to activate B vitamins. For about 40% of people, that genetic cog is jammed. This means your body can't properly process a toxic compound called homocysteine, and its buildup is a far greater risk to your system than cholesterol ever was. This is where the pasture-raised egg reveals its quiet genius. It doesn't just contain B vitamins like folate and B12. It contains them in the exact pre-activated methylated form your body needs. It's the perfectly shaped key for the jammed lock. You aren't asking your body to fix the broken machine. You're handing it the finished part it needs to get the job done. You are effectively bypassing a genetic glitch with every meal. This is true detoxification at a cellular level. No expensive powders or teas required, just the elegant code of a perfect food. Now you understand the hormonal, the cognitive, and even the genetic power locked inside this protocol. But every single one of these benefits can be completely undone. You can take this perfect nutritional code and turn it into medicine. Or you can accidentally turn it into a low-grade poison. It all comes down to how you cook it. The difference between that medicine and that poison is decided by two things: heat and oxygen. When you blast the yolk with high heat in the presence of air, think of a dry, rubbery, overcooked scramble. You oxidize the very cholesterol we've now established as a vital building block. This oxidized cholesterol is inflammatory, and the intense heat simultaneously destroys the delicate, fat-soluble vitamins you're trying to get. The single most important rule is this: protect the yolk. The goal is to keep it as intact, creamy, and runny as possible. This is why soft boiling, poaching, or cooking your eggs over easy are the gold standard methods. They shield the yolk from aggressive heat and air. But if you prefer scrambled eggs, there is a correct way. Think of it as the medicinal scramble. First, the heat is always low. Add your eggs to a pan with a generous amount of grass-fed butter. Second, stir gently and constantly, not to break them up, but to form soft, delicate curds. And here is the crucial step. Pull them off the heat while they still look glossy and slightly underdone. The residual heat in the pan will finish the job perfectly. The result isn't a rubbery puck. It's a creamy, rich, custard-like texture. That vibrant yellow tells you the nutrients are preserved. By following this final step, you complete the protocol. You've learned how to source the right material, understand its code, and prepare it in a way that preserves its integrity. You haven't just been eating food. You have been providing a new, powerful stream of information directly to your DNA. And over 30 days, that information compounds into a new reality. You have systematically reset your palate, breaking the addiction to sugar and processed foods. The constant draining negotiation with hunger fades as your baseline insulin stabilizes, granting you a level of metabolic peace you may have forgotten was possible. The mental fog you accepted as normal is replaced by sustained clarity because your brain is finally flooded with the essential precursors for focus and repair: the choline, the DHA, the very building blocks of thought. You've provided the raw materials for hormonal optimization. This isn't a temporary diet. It's a return to the operating manual humans were designed with. Remember the central truth of this entire protocol. You haven't just eaten food. You have provided information to your DNA. You have instructed your body at a cellular level to build, to repair, and to thrive. If this deep analysis of our own biology provides value, subscribe and join our ongoing exploration. We will continue to decode these principles together. Finally, I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Are you team soft-boiled or team scrambled?